mean, it's literally, there's a lot of really bad work out there, but they have marketing dollars and they come from more traditional backgrounds where they've already pre-established names and whatnot, and their work has been extremely detrimental to the industry as a whole, VR and VFX. Museology, the museum scene, glam scene, everything, where the work is just not good. And even some of the other works I've seen, which I find a little bit offensive, where you have like these VR for good things, where the work is also not very good, and it's actually about personal stories, and that does bother me as well, because it's in things when you're talking about personal tragedy, as one would know, you'd want to make the work as real as possible. And so we want to help people do it better, but everyone thinks it's a bit like with drones, that every man and his dog buys a drone or all of a sudden a cinematography pilot. We want to insist on quality control, and that's possibly why we don't get the work, because we keep on getting undercut. Like, there's a number of experiences where we're having to say, well, someone else can do this for that much. Why are you doing it for this much? And I said, well, look at the work and then look at the work, and they still seem to think, oh yeah, well yeah, but whatever. And we're like, well, no, it's not whatever. You either have a really low level experience, and I mean like people who haven't even got, you see people who don't even have anything to show, somehow, making us have to bid lower, and we are just so over that. So,
well, there's a prime example where there's a VR piece.
I'm trying not to mention names.
I know. Let's not mention names.
No,
but there's a VR art gallery piece where, and let's compare that to the art in Homestead.
That fucked me right off.
Yeah, but that's really good comparison.
One, because I'm Dutch. Okay, that's why it fucked me off so much. And two, because we had been talking to HTC about Homestead and other works for years. For years, we had been showing off Wallace.
And then someone puts a planar
picture, a Google high resolution image. They call it photogrammetry when it's clearly not.
We should do a video just on that.
Yeah, I know, and also, because everyone was coming to me saying, you're about to have your lunch cut and all this, and then these guys got this amazing. They hyped it all up and they put it on Viveport and made a big deal out of it. I've heard some figures crazy about how much was sponsored into that. And, I don't know if they're true, but if it is that high, then that is just absurd.
Yeah, because you could have done.
Well, we did Homestead out of my bedroom for nothing versus $1.5 million. Yeah, I could have done it for a little bit cheaper.
Yeah. That must be frustrating.
Well, yeah, because we already had something, and this has happened a few times with us, where we had MonaVie and Air New Zealand go off and hire a San Francisco company to do a mid-eye 50 kilometers from my house, when we've already done a mid-eye and we've already done MonaVie, which is well received as internationally beautiful, acclaimed NVIDIA, GDC, indigenous culture. And we see it again. Agencies who can pimp shit basically get these parties to gigs. The quality of the work is then crap. Everyone then gets scared to put in any more money, and the end user goes, well, what is this VR that everyone keeps on talking about? This looks like a turd. Yeah, and it's just this perpetual cycle, and it is so detrimental. And then everyone's like, well, no, you got to be quiet, don't say anything.